Hi, okay, we're back here, and I don't know if I got it before I think I started recording after the title screen thing, but it looked like her jacket was showing a little bit of damage.
Hmm. I mean, I'm not surprised. So, left or right?
Let's check out the hash marks over the right there.
Who made these marks? They look quite old.
So, some sort of button.
Yep,
Don't want to push that quite yet.
black goo.
Looks like some sort of food. It's not human food, though, and it's fossilized, too.
Well, that's very weird because it's in the open, so how?
We slaves, masters of Cthulhu.
Heavens, slaves and masters and... Nicole. Wasn't Nicole in the notes?
Doesn't look like there's much in this one.
No. What was.
They sound similar to the ones I understood what they were saying.
No, we've heard the name Nakal before.
There was that article, I think it was Miskatonic, that related it to the continent of Mu, and when you picked it
Right.
up, she said something about it. Is it so? It's like Atlantis, but in the
Although they are the
Pacific.
same style, these
Hmm.
huts are much simpler than the magnificent architecture I've seen up to now.
Not much in here either.
No, not at all.
Oh,
Um,
mural.
that mural's been defaced.
Whoever the inhabitants were, they were living here against their will. Someone vandalized this mural. Some hands look human, but others are amphibian hands.
I'm trying to decide whether the smokiness there is part of the mural or not.
Hmm. Up or down?
Let's go up. Down looks more permanent.
Hmm.
There's a MOA. There are all these buttons though, so I expect we're gonna have to come back this way.
Oh, yes.
It's quite disturbing to see someone's hand paintings from thousands of years ago. I feel connected to them somehow.
Oh, it's another one of these.
Fire falls from the sky, awakens God, black blood.
Is that black blood the same thing as the black ooze?
I mean, they also call it God's blood.
Yes, and Icor. Seems like Icor
How
was
can I
a.
explain what's happening to me?
Was a possible
What is the
translation.
meaning of all this?
Hmm.
God's blood, transformation, eternal life. I feel like I'm going through what was written in that inscription.
Oh, another pool.
This reminds me of some prehistoric cave paintings. Like in the Cueva de las Manos in South America.
It's almost the heart symbol.
Hmm.
Masters rituals
black blood in eyes, like in the well.
Okay, so the Nakal are on this island
Right.
because the continent sank.
Right. I'm thinking. Let's see here. The Nakal, the continent sank, and the Nakal were here, and then some of them they divide themselves into master and slave.
Yep.
And
The
then
masters put them through the ritual so that they can see the stars.
right.
It's quite disturbing to see someone's hand paintings from thousands of years ago. I feel
I think
connected
this
to them
We already did this one.
somehow.
Is this the same one or a different one?
It seems to be the same one. I didn't think I was going down again, but I thought this was a different going down, but apparently I got a little lost.
Yeah. Weird. Well, we came into this, we came out, and that's what happened. We got turned around.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so this is the way back down. It is not a new way. Okay.
And
So they did the slave ritual, which turns people into fish people, which means that they can go into the water?
yeah, it looks like some of the leaders are fish people too. So they did some ritual to put to so that slaves could see and look at things. They did another ritual to do the full transformation and have eternal life.
There are some hand marks made with pigments. I wonder if they mean something. I better draw them just in case.
Interesting. We've seen all those.
Okay, can't get over there from the side. And I can't enter the water, even though it's only a foot deep or so.
Yep. Game mechanics. Lovely light effect here.
Oh, yes. Where is the water reflection coming from?
I have
In
no
here?
idea. It's neat looking, but it's everywhere though. It's out here too.
Yeah.
Is it up? That's an open hole to the island.
I mean, strange geometries.
Yep.
Colors that man has never seen.
Red stares at the camera.
Some sort of handmade tribal painting. Looks really primitive.
They're kind of playing up that the negative aspects of this stuff is basically
I wonder who used to live
humanity
here.
exaggerating
It
itself.
seems it was abandoned ages ago.
That's weird. This one's new, I think.
I understood that.
Dagon and Hydra.
Hail Hydra? Hail Hydrate?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Maybe whatever glass they're using does this?
I mean, that might be.
To make them feel more comfortable in the dry housing.
Possible, yeah. Okay, we haven't seen that except for down at the pillar. Ooh,
The inhabitants of this village lived at different altitudes. Some even lived inside the water. They used this sort of dam to lower or raise the water level. It seems that each family had to agree somehow to change the water level. I'm amazed at how organized they seem to be, despite them being so primitive. Being trapped here probably made them stronger as a community.
are they truly primitive?
Hmm. Also, why were they trapped here if they're slaves?
Yeah.
Some slaves die. Some slaves smell water.
Okay.
Water animal. Is that what I am now?
Alright.
Okay, so there were those buttons.
Yeah, so each family had to vote in a certain order to change the water level.
Right.
Um,
So the purple
so,
first.
well, no, purple's last because that was purple, and
Okay.
that didn't work.
Okay.
Um, so white hands first.
Okay.
Then yellow hands.
Which is further up.
That was up the top, wasn't it?
I think so. It was counting from the bottom up, so I was kind of confused. Yep, yellow hands.
Yeah.
The next one, was it red?
Which is just down here. Then we have those weird marks that you saw.
Yep. I thought they were hash marks, but they look more like claw marks now.
Hmm.
Because they were made all at once instead of 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then purple.
And this should open up the way to the gate.
Mm-hmm. One-eyed, one-horned giant purple people eaters.
I didn't see the water go down.
No, there are buttons on top of the pillars.
Ah, right. This weird underwater effect.
This civilization used these devices to raise and lower the water level. It's impressive.
It looks almost like they took refuge in a local power hydroelectrical plant when something terrible happened to their civilization.
Hmm. I mean, I guess the slaves were kept here so they didn't escape?
Maybe? Is that how we got in?
Hmm.
The current there is how we got in, I think. Something just happened. Oh.
Okay, so that's a timer on that. Yep, alright.
Okay, so you have to... Oh no, it worked. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it worked this time because I wasn't a derp.
I thought that
hey.
third one up above would have been something we needed.
Okay, and this is the underwater house.
So these creatures are immortal?
Oh, they didn't know. They made the slaves into,
Deep
they
ones.
they made the slaves into deep ones, but they didn't understand what they were doing.
Tech without the instruction manual.
What's this? Nothing? Nothing?
So, slaves Nakal, masters Nakal too, because they were all human or from Nakal at the time. And then they started doing things to the slaves, and the slaves became deep ones.
Yeah. Why make the slaves deep ones?
This looks like an altar dedicated to two figures. I can hear them talking to me.
Yes, Hydra and
Dagon?
Dagon.
They rebelled against their masters. The slaves seem to worship two gods.
There's a little smiley face on one of them.
They rebelled against their masters. The slaves seem to worship two gods.
So...
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. A little bit of pixelation there. Probably the connection. It went away almost immediately.
Are they the same as those two?
They're both got kind of a smiley face going on, like a little bit.
Hmm. I mean, they're worshipping Hydra and Dagon.
Or Falma and Ganai, or whatever it was pronounced at the... Oh my, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's just a whole bunch of black ooze here. Ah, that's the door that we need to open. Oh.
Interesting. Did it open up the door?
Oh, no, that was to redirect the current. So,
Okay.
because we're going to have to bounce from up there down to here
Oh, I see.
to get through the door. It's a racing challenge.
This drain controls the water level. What clearly
Excuse
conceived
me.
system? Different types of creatures of the same species lived here, but they weren't free.
There's that misty... They were locked in by the other people. There's some sort of like bluish mist above you. It's kind of weird.
Hmm. So there are different levels of deep ones then?
This what this looks like, unless the Nakal tried to lock in the deep ones.
Hmm.
But we already heard that they rose up against their masters. Because this makes me interesting. Is one of that mural that was vandalized above had a lot of bluish stuff painted all over it in places.
Hmm.
So that blue mist makes me kind of curious.
We, Father and Mother, pray to God. God punish
The sunken continent. Was that their punishment?
Quite
Oh, so
possible.
that happened before.
Interesting.
We've been in that.
Yeah, it kind of explains the beef that the deep ones have with humanity, to be honest.
Hmm.
Pretty sure it hasn't done itself many favors since then. Okay, so that opens that. That's what you saw that I did before.
I made it.
That's neat. I made it. Now I'm trapped in here.
My illness has kept me from being happy. What I feel now is the complete opposite of being sick. I feel full of life and energy. Even better than before my illness.
Oh, look down over at everything. Oh, music cue. Oh, I see. It's already draining. It's not going to make you go through. Scroll
Now
through
the
the whole
water level
thing.
is really low, so I can access that tunnel.
Okay, time for a new video.